They found him under her bed. Not a body, a man, still alive, barely breathing, wrapped in black cloth and tied with red rope. I saw it happen. Let me start from the beginning. I live in Ibadan, not in the posh part, one of those old compounds where about 10 people share 2 bathrooms. The kind of place where you hear everything your neighbor says, even if you're not trying to listen. We all knew each other, not always by name, but by habit. That's how I knew Funmi. She moved into room 3, about a year after I came. Late 20s, very neat, always dressed well. She worked in a pharmacy down the road, I think. The type who didn't like drama. She greeted, kept to herself, and minded her business. But the story isn't really about her. Not fully. It's about the boy who showed up 3 months later. He called himself Kunle. Slim, dark skin, low-cut hair, with this clean way of talking. He started showing up every day to help Funmi, sweeping, fetching water, washing her clothes. At first, I thought he was just her brother or cousin helping out. Then I realized he was staying over. People started talking. He's her boyfriend, someone said. She's sleeping with the houseboy, another whispered. I didn't really care, but I noticed strange things. For someone claiming to be a houseboy, Kunle had soft hands, no calluses. He wore boxers with designer tags, Calvin Klein, Hugo Boss, not the fake ones from Dugby Market, real ones. One day I even saw an Apple Watch on his wrist, a houseboy with an Apple Watch. It didn't add up, but nobody said anything to his face. Why would we? If a woman wants to spoil her man, that's her business. But then things started getting off. I once came back from night duty around 1 a.m. As I passed Funmi's window, I heard them arguing. Low, angry voices. Not loud, but tense. You're lying, she said. Then silence. The next morning, I saw her outside, washing the corridor with Dettol and hot water, scrubbing like someone was trying to wash away bad luck. Kunle came out minutes later, quiet, didn't look at anybody. Over the next few weeks, I noticed Kunle stopped doing the houseboy work. He just stayed inside all day. Lights on, curtain drawn. He didn't greet again. Funmi started acting strange too, more jumpy, like she was hiding something, like something inside her room was watching her. One time, I passed her window and heard her talking to herself. Another time, I saw her at the backyard, burning something in a small metal bowl. Paper, cloth, and what looked like hair. She was mumbling. That's when I started paying attention. Something was not right. The smell came first. A thick, rotten smell, like something dead. It started from her room. At first, we all thought maybe she forgot to throw away meat or something spoiled in the kitchen. We poured Izal. We cleaned. Still, the smell got worse. After 2 days, someone told the landlord. We knocked on Funmi's door. No answer. The landlord brought out his spare key. When he opened the door, she was sitting on the floor, eyes red. She wasn't crying, just sitting, holding a Bible. The room was dark, fan wasn't working, the window was shut. We asked what was going on. She said, "He's gone. I fixed it." Nobody knew what she meant. But then someone stepped inside and said, "Check under the bed." We found the hole, not very deep. Maybe 2 feet, but enough. Enough to hide a person. We saw Kunle, body twisted, tied in black cloth, his skin bruised, barely alive. His mouth had tape, his eyes were open. He had been there for days. Police came, ambulance came. She was arrested, calm, like she'd been expecting it. We all stood in shock, watching Kunle get carried out. We thought he would die, but he didn't. A week later, a friend who works at the police station told me the full story. Kunle was not a houseboy. He was the son of a billionaire from Abuja. His real name wasn't Kunle. It was Olakunle Bamidele. His father owned hotels in Dubai and South Africa. He had money, education, everything. So what was he doing in our compound? He came looking for real love. He met Funmi in Lagos at a lounge, said she was different, not impressed by his money. He didn't tell her who he was, told her he was a broke student. She believed him. Eventually, he said he wanted to prove that love could exist without status or wealth. So he came to live with her like a houseboy, did chores, slept on the floor, even stopped using his bank account. But he lied too long. She found out through a friend who saw him tagged in a photo online, in a Rolls Royce, standing next to his father. She snapped, not because he was rich, but because she believed he used her. She felt like a fool, like she gave her soul to someone who was just playing poor. So she waited, drugged him, bound him, and tried to bury him under the bed. In Yoruba stories, they say some women can use a foes, a spell to lock someone's soul. They say if you love too hard, it turns into poison. That's what this felt like. Maybe she cursed him. Maybe she just lost her mind. Maybe both. Some people said they saw a Babalawo visit her 2 weeks before it happened. Others said she had dreams that he would leave her for a rich girl. I don't know, but I saw the look in her eyes when they took her away. She didn't look sorry. She looked empty. Funmi is in a psych ward now. Kunle, he disappeared. His family came with tinted jeeps and took him away. Paid off a few people, said it was a family matter. I never saw him again, but I still live in that compound. And sometimes, late at night, I still smell that rotten stench. Not always, but enough. And when I pass room 3, even though it's locked now, I still feel like someone's under that bed, waiting.